a bit more than you would do your patients on board, yes?
Yeah, I wouldn't fancy being strapped to the stretcher in there, but it does throw up some additional challenge, because that's working in the back, there's not a huge amount of space, we're often working on our knees, depending upon the pump system. It can be quite hot, there's a lot of vibration, there's noise, and over the course of the shift, if you've done multiple sort of jobs, it's actually quite fatiguing, and we have to take that into account when outside. And think about how long the patient will have to travel via on the alarm ambulance. The helicopter really brings that additional speed and capability, as well as delivering that higher level of medical intervention.
Yeah, absolutely. So, is it mainly road traffic accidents, or emergency midwifery, or what sort of things is it mainly?
Unlike the London's air ambulance, which is predominantly a trauma service, the Great Northern Air Ambulance will actually attend to any incident that we requested, whether that's by an ambulance dispatcher or a crew that's already on scene. It does, however, fall that we do attend a lot of traumatic incidents, so road traffic collisions form a big part of our work, as does any other sort of risk-taking activity. We deal with a lot of sort of sporting and leisure pursuits, from walkers, cyclists, horse riders, and just about anything in between.
Experiencing 9G. The van's RV4 as the aircraft. I said 1,000, it's actually more than 10,000. I dropped to zero. More than 10,000 of this aircraft type sold around the world. So just imagine what this is like when the aircraft are all lit up shooting fireworks out. That's what we had last night. Andy there in trail position, so below and behind his leader. Now coming in to simulate a ground attack run, coming in at high speed.
Better not be setting the attack off.
He's attacking us.
Better not.
And at the end of the pass, he'll pull up and execute a derry turn, where the aircraft rolls one way, but then before the turn is complete, Tony will pull, therefore pulling the aircraft in the other direction. So he rolls to the right, but pulls now to turn the aircraft to the left. Named after the famous pilot John Derry. Now coming in with the undercarriage down, so simulating a landing run, a good one for those of you with cameras. What's known as a dirty pass, as opposed to a clean configuration with the undercarriage and flaps up. Here he is in the landing configuration with the undercarriage and flaps down. And during this low-speed pass, it might give you the opportunity to have a closer look at the brand new colour scheme this year, where he has poppies all over the aircraft, and lest we forget, on the top side of the wing, to commemorate all those who died in the First World War. You might also notice some black crosses on the aircraft as well. That's because the OV-10 Bronco was purchased by Germany to operate as a target towing aircraft. So this is actually from the German Air Force, this aircraft. Now Tony is going to execute a figure of 8, again simulating keeping his eyes on a ground target. The aircraft first flew in July 1965, built by North American Rockwell, and it served in 3 US branches, the Air Force, the Navy and the Marines. The original concept called for the aircraft to be amphibious, i.e. to be able to alight on the water. And that landing gear that we saw earlier was specifically designed for operating in rough terrain on rough airstrips. Now an extensive wing waggle giving us the chance of photos of the top side and underside of the aircraft. Tony has more than 300 hours experience on the Bronco, with more than 100 displays completed since he started in 2009. Good US Marine base in Vietnam, Khe Sanh, which was famously surrounded by Viet Cong forces. So if an aircraft came in on the traditional low approach, it would have been susceptible to ground fire. So they come from height with a succession of rolls. And this high energy display deserves some high energy music.
The aircraft stalls are real note for that.
I love this car.
Called the Green Sandstone.
Just really breathing in really deeply was enough to cause the aircraft to yaw because of the way that I slightly moved my feet on the rudders. Very sensitive rudder pedals anyway, but Lauren has actually had oversized rudder fitted and also oversized ailerons, which is the ailerons are what allow the aircraft to roll, so giving it that very high rate of roll that she's got. Well, we were hoping that this weekend was going to be a family affair for Lauren because her fiancé Simon is an instructor on the Wildcat at Royal Naval Air Station Yeovilton in Somerset, which is where Lauren's aircraft is based. And he was due to display the Percival Provost this weekend, but unfortunately they had a technical issue and so couldn't be with us. although he did accompany Lauren up here in his Christian Eagle, which looks very similar to the Pitch Special, but is a two-seat aircraft with a single canopy covering both seats. So Lauren displaying the precision of what to attain that 2012 British Female Aerobatic Championship. Aerobatic Championships take place much higher than the moves that we see demonstrating here. That's a stall turn. In a stall turn, it's not like on a car stall with the engine stops. The engine keeps running during a Like the red arrows, they've displayed in China as well, and in the Middle East. So this is Nikita's 4th year in the team, but pilot Steve has double that. It's his 8th year. He grew up wanting to be a pilot and first flew as a member of his university air squadron. He went on to join the RAF, flying fast jets including the Jaguar and the Harrier. He became a pilot for British Airways in 1989. Flying the 747. Now look at Nikita, she's upside down. Can you believe that? And would you want to do that? There you can see her swiveling back the right way up now. Going full, says Red One. He's confirmed now, ladies and gentlemen. Here they are. Please put your hands together for the Red Arrow! Pulling up at 400 miles per hour and 4G, Red One has just called the pilots into 9-arrow formation. The jets are now closing to around 6 feet or 2 meters apart as they reach 6,000 feet above us. The jets are slowing down to about 150 miles per hour now. Red One's about to turn the smoke off, and as the noses drop below the horizon, they start accelerating again, speeding up through 200, 300, 400 miles an hour. The G's building up. They're entering a left-hand turn in 9-arrow, and at the front is Red One squadron leader David Montenegro. It's his 3rd and final year as the team leader. He is a former Hawk flying instructor and Tornado F3 air defense pilot.
On the leader's right wing is the first of our new pilots this year. He is Red 2, and his name is Flight Lieutenant Toby Keeley. Toby's a former Tornado GR4 pilot. Then he moved across to be an instructor on the Hawk, but not this version of Hawk, the Royal Air Force's newest advanced jet trainer, what we call the Hawk T Mark II, a BAE Systems aircraft that's much more relevant for training our 4th and 5th generation fighter pilots. To the right now, the boys are forming the shape of an aircraft, specifically a Spitfire, and they're going to fly the Spitfire roll. 3 smokes coming on. There we go, the shape of the aircraft, that beautiful red glistening in the sun, going upside down at 2,500 feet at 400 miles an hour. Again, the jet's only around 6 feet away from each other. We've introduced the Spitfire roll to our display this year to celebrate the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight's 60th anniversary. The flight exists to commemorate all those who have lost. Reds 8 and 9 finish the Tornado, the smoke goes off, now you'll see Reds 2, 3, 4 and 5 move to the back of the formation of being Red 7 as Reds 8 and 9 tuck in behind. They are now forming the shape of that fabulous feat. Look at that brilliant red colour of those aircraft against that blue sky, ladies and gentlemen. On the far left of that Concorde shape is Red 5, and against the norm this year we have a returning Red Arrows pilot to the team. Get your cameras ready as we start the second part of this display with the detonator.
Come past the lighthouse shortly.
This is Red 1, they fan out, now keep your eyes on Jippo.
Wow.
With his smoke changing from blue to white over to the right hand side is Red 6. He is the leader of our synchro pair. He's Flight Lieutenant Tom Bold. Tom is in his 3rd and final year as a Red Arrows pilot. He is a former TAS. Once again, you'll see the synchro pair cross out to the front in what we call the slingshot. But now you need to look to your right-hand side to find Enid. Get down, says Red 1. The wings are being dropped down to form an inverted V shape. Looking left, here comes a lone jet. This is Red 9 lining up. He's going to fly through Enid's V as they perform the Goose. Climbing steeply off to the right-hand side with a couple of twinkle rolls is Red 9, Flight Lieutenant Emmett Cox. Cox is in his 3rd and final year in the team. They're topping out at a height of around 7,000 feet. They're putting their white smoke on as they get ready to draw a huge heart in the skies above Sunderland. Looking top right, you'll see a 3rd jet approaching. This is Red 8. He's going to draw a spear through the heart. Now I know from the number of quests we've had that the people of Sunderland would like to dedicate this heart to South Shield sweethearts Chloe Rutherford and Liam Curry, who were sadly killed in the tragic events in Manchester last month. So Chloe and Liam, this one is for you from the people of the North East. Red 8 drawing the spear through the heart is Mike Bowden. He's in his 3rd year in the team, and he is a former Hawk instructor, Harrier pilot. As a left-hand turn, the following pilots input a lot of rudder using their feet to swing the jets out like a pendulum in line astern. Normally we fly our formations with odd-numbered pilots on the left and even-numbered pilots on the right, but in this shape it's the other way round. We have reds 2 and 4 on the left and reds 3 and 5 on the right, but they want to switch back to their normal sides now, so they do it like this in the slalom. Now we've got 3 and 5 on the left, 2 and 4 on the right in their normal shapes. You might hear red 1 say tightening. Tightening, he's squeezing more G, around 3.5 G now. He's called red on go. The pilots reach up and right with their right thumbs to operate the red smoke button. Then he'll call white on go and they switch back to white smoke as they present battle. There's the white smoke coming out, but they will roll out to our front right and position for their next manoeuvre. But now you need to bring your eyes further right to find Jippo. Reds 8 and 9 there with the coloured smoke rolling around synchro as they roll inverted and upright. The Jippo break. With his smoke changing from blue to white on the left-hand side is red 7, synchro number 2, Flight Lieutenant Cy Taylor. Cy's in his 2nd year in the team. He is a former Tornado GR4 pilot, but moved across then to fly the Typhoon, eventually becoming an instructor teaching Typhoon pilots how to fly that fabulous aircraft. So red 7 on the left, red 6 on the right, back to 100 feet to fly the double rolls. Pull, go, full power, coloured smoke, pitching to 20 degrees nose up, upside down at 250 feet, back down to 100 to cross. Full power still, pitching up 6G, upside down, back to 100 feet, and coloured smoke. In finishing their very symmetrical rollbacks, switching to white smoke, entering a left-hand turn, they position off to the right-hand side. But now we need to look left in 360-degree turns. We call the carousel. Turn, coloured smoke, full power, 6G. They'll cross 3 times, and each of the crosses they will swap their smoke colour. Remember, hard work pulling 6G, they wear special inflating trousers, inflating around their legs. They're tensing their leg muscles to stop them blacking out. Swapping smoke colour now. Round the front, ladies and gentlemen, they'll switch to white smoke. If you could now, everybody here in Sunderland, please put your hands together for the synchro pair! Mathematical symbol for infinity around the rest of the formation. This is the infinity break. You have been watching the Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team, the